Inmate shot by lawman identified. The inmate who was shot and killed by a lawman in Ocho St. Anne on Wednesday has been identified. He is 32-year-old Sunmin McBean of Content Gardens in the parish. Reports are that McBean escaped from the Ocho police station and ran onto Milford Road in Ocho, where a team of lawmen tried to apprehend him. He reportedly attacked the lawmen and was subsequently shot and injured. He was taken to hospital and was later pronounced dead. Police encourage children to always adhere to road safety regulations. The police are encouraging children to always adhere to road safety regulations to ensure their safety. Speaking at the JCS Chaplaincy Branch Back to School Motivational Forum, member of the Road Safety Education Unit Sergeant Bonito engaged students in a lively discussion regarding road safety. He cautioned children against attempting to cross roadways, particularly in front of large motor vehicles. Sergeant Bonito acknowledged that despite the warning, some children will still attempt to cross, so they should do so cautiously. He also appealed to boys to avoid hopping on to moving vehicles. The Road Safety Forum comes days after two incidents involving children and motor vehicles in Prospect, Manchester, one of them fatal. On Monday, a 9-year-old boy was struck by a vehicle. The child, whose limbs have been broken, remains hospitalized in critical condition. Earlier on August 5th, 12-year-old Malik Barnes was struck from his bicycle. He was pronounced dead at hospital.
Do not cross roads in front of large motor vehicles. Boys and girls, do not cross roads in front of large motor vehicles. Because the vehicle is so high, so wide, so in a sense so huge, you might just walk in front of that vehicle, a car overtaking that vehicle, the driver of the car will not be able to see you, and it might just result in an accident. So once you cannot see over the top of a motor vehicle to see what is overtaking or passing that vehicle, do not attempt to cross. However, I know I might be standing here telling you not to cross roads in front of large motor vehicles and you still go out there and do it. But for example, if this is one end, listen up, of the vehicle, and this is the other end. Remember, I know the truck is so high, so wide. As soon as you leave this end and you start to walk in the road, when you reach this end, what are you going to do? Stop. Yes, man. And you take your little time. Have you ever heard they say you must peep from somewhere? Yes, man. You take your little time and you look out. Boys and girls, the aim is to always look carefully whenever you are crossing roads from in front or behind a parked motor vehicle. Boys are more at risk with this behavior. Some boys tend to up onto trucks. Do not up onto moving vehicles. Do not hold onto moving vehicles. If you're on a bus, you wait until that vehicle come to a complete stop before you get out of that vehicle, right? Also, whenever you're getting into or out of a motor vehicle, try to use the left door there, because the left hand door there is basically closer to the edge of the road or the sidewalk. So you try to use that left door as much as possible. But I know you might be in a taxi. The taxi might have 4 or 5 persons. You might be sitting right at the right hand door. That's the door basically in the street, and you will have to use that door once you're sitting there. But please look carefully and wait until there's a break in the traffic before you open that door.
Residents of communities along north coast of St. Anne, from Jocks Hall to Londonderry Main Road, now have access to additional 2 million gallons of water daily. Residents of communities along the north coast St. Anne, from Jocks Hall to Londonderry, now have access to an additional 2 million gallons of water daily. The Jocks Hall to Londonderry water extension project was officially commissioned into service. The project, which cost the government about $370 million, was completed within 6 months and carried out by the National Water Commission in collaboration with the Rural Water Supply. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony, Water Minister Matty Samuda says the project has revolutionized the area. Meanwhile, NWAC Regional Manager Richard Williams said the pipeline project facilitates access to more water by residents, tourism industries, and business operators.
For the citizens of Walkerswood, though a little bit outside my border, the citizens of Colgate, but definitely the citizens of Breadnut Hill, Great Pond, Warwick Mount, Dunsville, enough now. That is why we started the project. It has been the consistent complaint, and it is fair. You can't have so much water around you and be unable to access it. So that project will indeed revolutionize that corridor along Great Pond. But that will ensure that those who have lived there and waited too long improve their quality of life.
Based on this investment of over 370 million, the Commission will be able to deliver an extra 2 million gallons of water per day to the Draxall Landover area via this pipeline. This is enough to secure the supply for residents, businesses, and other tourism partners. These projects are much more about pipes and pumps. They are about giving water. They are about giving water to persons who need in the area. Persons who have businesses, visitors who come to the area will benefit from this project.
NRSC urges action to prevent road crashes and fatalities during campaign season. A call is being made for the political ombudsman to push for road safety measures during election campaigning as part of its efforts to prevent crashes and fatalities. As we begin an active election season, I feel compelled to highlight the urgent need for greater accountability and coordination to ensure that campaign activities do not compromise public safety on the roads, said Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucian Jones, in a letter to the Ombudsman. Jamaica has entered the final campaign period for the September 3rd general election, and there are concerns that supporters of the main political parties, who are crisscrossing the country in motorcades, continue to flaunt the rules of the road. A total of 241 people have died on Jamaica's roadways between January 1 and August 14 this year, a 1% increase over the comparative period last year, according to data from the Island Traffic Authority, ITA. Zeroing in on crashes during election seasons, the data show that 85 people died in motor vehicle crashes during the 2-week period before the last 5 general elections. A total of 81 road fatalities were recorded during the comparative 2-week period in the years preceding the last 5 national polls, the data showed. The last 5 general elections were held in October 2002, September 2007, December 2011, February 2016, and September 2020. A total of 28 people died in motor vehicle crashes in the 13th-day period leading up to the September 3rd, 2020 general election, the highest for the last 5 election campaigns, according to the ITA data. The second highest number of road deaths during an election campaign period was the 18 recorded in the 13 days prior to the February 25, 2016 poll. There were 16 road deaths in the lead up to the October 2002 election, 15 before the December 2000 election, and 8 prior to the September 2007 election, the ITA data revealed. A breakdown of the data showed that 21 of those killed were pedestrians, followed by 20 private motor vehicle passengers, 18 motorcyclists, 17 private motor car drivers, and 3 parent passengers. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.